Yo, 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 what up? I wanted to react to this Spanaway house party that got a little wild over the weekend. When I was younger, I used to live up in Washington. I used to drive through this city quite a bit. Let me show you on the map. Give you a little bit why I'm interested in it. But when I was young, I moved to LA when I was like 12. But before that, I used to live out here off Highway 12 out in Randall. If we wanted to go see my dad lived up here, Auburn, and up in this area. My mom was originally from up here, Federal Way, and all that. We'd take Highway 12 if we wanted to go down to the 5 and back up this way, but that usually take longer than traffic, so we would cut back through here through the back way, go up this way, hit the 5, and then go. So this place was just like right off, like looks like one major street off the well, this ain't even like a freeway. This is like I remember it being like a 2-lane highway, sometimes a 4-lane highway. So not even like a freeway. So you just make a right on this street, or you'd probably just exit, or not even exit, make a right and go up here. But that's why I kind of drew my interest because I used to drive by there a long time ago when I was younger. So let me get into it and break it down, kind of explain what happened, and then I'll go over the video. And a lot went on, so when I go over it, I'll go over like each individual at each time instead of trying to break down the whole thing because it gets pretty crazy. So 6 people were shot during a house party in Spanaway on April 3rd, 2025. Two teenage victims died, one at the scene, another at the hospital, and 4 others aged 16 to 21 were injured but expected to recover. The 2 who lost their lives were a 15-year-old boy and a 19-year-old man. The suspect who did the killing, he was involved in the shootings too. He got shot also. A 17-year-old suspect identified as Isaiah was arrested and is in custody. Prosecutors have charged him as an adult with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of unlawful firearm possession in connection to the shooting. He reportedly suffered a gunshot wound himself during the incident and is being held on $2 million bail. Isaiah, he pleaded guilty at not court, which you're supposed to. If you pleaded guilty, then they would sentence you and you're gone. You ain't got, you plead guilty eventually, but you got to go through the motions, not guilty, see what they got, plead your case, see if you can get lower charges, the whole court proceedings. The shooting occurred at a large house party in a residential area in Spanaway in the incorporated side of Pierce County. Incorporated usually means like in LA, if it's unincorporated, it's like the cities don't really cover that area and there usually won't be sidewalks. You'll still have like trash and you got all the normal stuff, but there just sometimes won't be sidewalks. Sometimes that's where a lot of people go dump their couches and dump stuff because it takes them longer to clean it up. That's, incorporated. That's kind of what it is. I'm not sure what it really means up there. Probably just like outside. Approximately 40 to 50 young people were attending the party, which was hosted by a 17-year-old girl at her family's home. Her mother was supposedly there. That's probably why they're all out front, because it was like around midnight, I guess. I guess there was some fighting going on inside. I think it spilled over out front, but she probably got all of them outside and was like, go home. Party's over. Get out of here. They're probably like gathering, looks like some kind of leaving. Maybe the argument spilled out here to the front, which we're going to go over. And then the sheriff's department out there, they had a chaotic night. They had a murder, they had an armed robbery, all going on around the same time. Like 90 minutes before the shooting happened, the neighbors were calling for a disturbance, loud music, kids fighting, whatever. I don't know if fighting, they just said loud music. So it, lower on the priority list. They're going to go handle the murders and the armed robberies before they go worry about someone's loud music or a bunch of kids. But as soon as they got that call when the shooting happened, they were there pretty fast. But there was the scene, when the cops pulled up, they said it was a chaotic scene with 30 to 40 youths running and fleeing when deputies arrived. Officials say the first 911 call about the party came 90 minutes before the shooting, but deputies were tied up with other high priority emergencies, which makes sense. Once the gunfire was reported around midnight, multiple deputies rushed to secure the scene. The sheriff's office called the tragedy another grim reminder of how dangerous parties can be when things get out of hand. Which, that's some real shit. Bunch of young kids thinking everything's a bigger deal than it is. They're not mature enough to de-escalate and just be like, this ain't worth it. Everything's just go, go, go. Bunch of YNs trying to live up to rap music, influence, think you gotta be hard, think you gotta do this. Once you get your mid-20s, you realize, bro, all that's bullshit. I'm just trying to do me the best I can. Like, some people like drama. I ain't gonna lie, but for the most part, you know, you pick and choose your drama if it's really worth it rather than just like crashing out on everything. But so let's get into the video right here. Whatever fight happened inside probably spilled out. And this is the guy right here in the gray that they have in custody for killing the other two guys. He looks like he's probably with the house or kind of defending the house. Like he has his back turned to the house where these guys are facing it, which usually means he's trying to push them away or, you know, trying to defend something in this direction that's behind his back. So let's just watch him first and then we'll break it down because it's first it'll play normal, then slow motion, and then like a zoomed version. So let's just watch this guy right here. He's like arguing. Looks like he's just having a regular conversation. Like I don't see any like bunch of moving, like hollering and who banging. Like he seems like he's just having a normal conversation. He looks like a youngster too, dude. He don't even look like he's like a Billy Western toting shoot up the whole spot kind of dude, but you can tell. Wait till you see his actions afterwards and how he handled himself. Probably his first one. He pulled it out right there. It looks like he pulled it out because he's seen somebody else pull theirs out. And see, he falls down. He's shooting all over, and then when he runs over here, he lights off another one. Boom. And then see, he goes all the way back around here. He got shot too. So he's probably going through adrenaline trying to get the hell away. He makes his way, he's like hiding. And then he's like, I don't know if they're still shooting. I don't hear any shots. He's still like moving. Now he's like over here. All right, now he's gonna go in slow-mo. See, he starts shooting at those two, and this guy blows him down. He's like shooting at him. I think he shoots up in the air when he's falling. He's so lucky he didn't hit this girl, and the other guy didn't hit the girl. Like, and see, he runs over here. This girl goes to hide, and then he ends up shooting over here in the ground. So she's like, fuck that. All right, now let's watch this guy. This guy's probably on the other guys that died that this guy was having the disagreement with. He's probably on their side, but he's just like, he's holding point. He's kind of like on dudes, what would you call that? If you're looking at him, like his 3 o'clock, his 2 o'clock, like holding point kind of behind his back, peeping the scene, because as soon as homeboy starts popping off, he's ready. He gets him, and then homeboy starts shooting in his direction. See, looks like he's like reaching already. Oh, I'm tripping. I thought it was this guy. Oh, it's not that guy. So it's this guy that's part of the circle talking to him. So he sees him pull out. He looked like he was already gripping too. And then this poor girl, she's probably gonna have PTSD. She's like, they're like, dance, dance. She's like tap dancing away from the bullets. Yeah, see. Homeboy was gripping though. He was ready. I wonder what this whole disturbance started over though. I wonder if it's some gang shit, some girl shit, some drug shit. Well, it's crazy. The 17-year-old one that's still alive and charged. 17. The other guy was 2 years younger than him, and the other guy was 19, 2 years older than him. So he was just like right in the middle. I wonder what happened to this guy over here, though. Like this guy. I wonder what happened to that guy. Because if they got him in custody, these other two dudes are dead. There's a fourth a guy going on. I wonder what happened to him. I mean, he could probably self-defense, maybe get charged for he's not supposed to have a gun, but if this guy started shooting first, probably get some self-defense maybe. I'm not sure how it works up there. Here in California, for the most part, you don't get self-defense, dude. I knew a guy that got lucky. Someone tried to rob him or whatever, ended up killing the dude that tried to rob him. He still had to do a couple years. He got like involuntary manslaughter, the low term, because he wasn't supposed to have a gun. Felon. But since the other dude started shooting at him first and he drew down and smoked him, you know. It's not bad, though. I'd rather do a couple years than do all day. That's for sure, especially to save my life. That's just crazy. This girl, like, look, boom, boom, boom. This guy falls shooting up in the air right in front of her. See when he falls? He's falling and he's shooting back at this guy, and this girl almost runs right into it. See right here, that would have went right past her. He's like shooting on the ground. And then that girl, I think if that's the one that got shot, I seen in a news article that when the cops got there, they were like, lay all the injured people down over here on this side. So the girl that got shot in the hip had to lay next to the guy that died on the scene. She had to lay next to the dead body for like 30 minutes or something, she said, waiting for the ambulance. She was shot, probably going through it, so I wonder if it was really 30 minutes. But in the interview, she said she had to lay next to a dead body while she was bleeding out. And then when the cops came, because she was bleeding from like her hip area, the cops told her, are you sure it's not your time of the month? Like, what the hell? Like, your job's to come here, do your job, protect us. Take my word for it at the beginning, not me tell you I'm shot and then you answer back like, oh, you sure it's not your time of the month? Like, dude, I'm shot. I'm hurt. Someone knows when they're shot. And then when they've been waiting for the ambulance for like 30 minutes, you're going to look around. You're going to have some friends helping you out. You're going to know something's wrong. And come on, Popo. The hole that, the girls have their thing from isn't on the side of the hip, you dumbass. And then at first, I thought all this was broken glass, but then I see over here, too, it's probably from these trees. These are probably like cherry blossom trees or something. But at first, I thought this was all broken glass. Did they shoot the windows out in these cars? Was that window just down? The back one's definitely there. The front one, well, yeah, I guess they probably just don't got tinted windows. Yeah, it definitely hit the side of the car, though. Yeah, I would have been out of there, dude. Deuces. I'm out of here. Burning rubber. Let's see what happens at the end. Nothing more, really. Yeah, so that was my quick little breakdown of what happened up there in Spanaway, Washington. These youngsters turned a house party into the OK Corral and started pulling out their Billy Westerns and just being a bunch of YNs, man. They're too influenced by what the hell's going on. No, there's no reason some youngsters need to be carrying straps around, dude. You guys most of you so light in the ass, you can still squabble. Get your dukes up, dude. At least that's something that, I mean, he's saying you shoot somebody, like, yeah, grew up, you respect the shooter, for sure. For sure, you got to respect the shooter. But you definitely respect the dude that got hands that can duke it up and square up and hold his own. Like on a personal level, you're gonna have more respect for the dude that gets his dukes up and can hold it down, rather than some dude that can just pull out a strap and start shooting up everybody. Yeah, you kind of got to be nuts, but once you get busted, you ain't got no straps when you're busted, dude. So you're still gonna have to use these dukes. That's always wondered, like small ass dudes that run around with guns. Yeah, that gun will protect you when you're little. And for safety and protecting you if someone tries to turn up on you, I get it. But being a small dude running around with a gun thinking, oh, this shit makes me big, you're going to get busted one day. And you ain't going to have a big old gun when you get busted. So can you carry yourself the same? Probably not. But that's a story for another day when people get in that situation. I always just tripped out on it. I think you should be able to have hands first. And then whatever situation you're in, yeah, you got to be strapped up, but shouldn't be the answer. Shouldn't have been the answer in this case right here. These kids probably should have figured it out, but they're young, dumb, and full of that other shit. So with that, all right, with that being said, comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you like, what you don't like. All right, later.